And we are live. Atlanta Hawks fans, Facebook fans, and fans of every platform. Welcome tonight to For My ATL Sports. We are going to be talking Hawks basketball. We're going to be previewing the semifinal matchup between the Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks for the Emirates Cup. And we're basically going to be talking about our beloved Atlanta Hawks and how they're having a great, not good, a great season so far. Ladies and gentlemen, I am on this panel with guests who are way more qualified than I am. So without further ado, we have Mr. Bryce Lewis from the Believe Network, and we have Mr. Chris A1 from day one, from everything to 95 North and A1 forever and everything else that he does. So, gentlemen,
Oh yeah,
welcome.
man.
Welcome. Let's talk about these Atlanta Hawks, gentlemen. Look, I know I'm surprised at how they're performing, but tell me, Chris, how are you feeling about
Mm.
this team? Did you expect them to be this good?
I mean, well, I knew it was gonna be some ups and downs for sure. I didn't put any like real number on how many wins we would get, but the Atlanta Hawks, man, I believe just because they're healthy, we can really see what the Atlanta Hawks is doing. We started off the season honestly on a bumpy road. We didn't start off healthy. After like one game or two, we're losing Bogey. Our backup point guard didn't start the season. So, the Hawks, they had some struggles, but now that they're healthy, you really can get to see what this team really can be, you know? So, like, I'm excited about this team. I want to see exactly what they can do in this cup. It's against these Bucks. That's where I know we're going to get into it, and it's going to be great to see.
Yeah. So, Bryce, look, you broadcast, you talk about these guys. You watch every game. Tell me your thoughts on this team. Did you think they would be this good? And I want you both to be honest with me, okay? Because I know what I thought, and you guys are more
Right.
qualified than I am. Bryce, did you expect this team to be this good? I mean, in the semi cup finals for the Emirates Cup. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Um, I mean, it's something that I think you kind of look at, and it's like you don't really think about it. I think a lot of the things that are happening we didn't really think about, and the biggest thing
Right.
I was looking at was like, all right, I got to see how this team looks, new look, what Quinn wants, all the different things, and see how it comes together. So
Right.
it was one of those things where when you have young teams, it was like, all right, if we struggle to or have ups and downs to the first half of the season, I would expect them to be better in the second half of the season because usually young teams over a whole season play better just because they've been more continuity and things like that. But
Right.
I've always kind of looked at this team and I've always been optimistic about what they could do because I said I know what their problems were. They could not stop a soul last year. If you can't, you have to outscore everybody, and if you can't outscore everybody, you lose. So I mean, it's just as simple as that, and that's why I mean I was excited about the Dyson Daniels addition to help with that point of attack defense, and we've seen how much he has improved and how he's changed the culture in Atlanta defensively for everybody who now is defending because Dyson's defending so hard, and
Yes.
just
Right.
seeing Jalen grow and if it's like honestly, if you think about it, the components were there. It was just about how were the young players going to come along. That was really the big thing. You know what Bogey's giving you.
Right.
You know what Trey's giving you. Even Clint. Like as much as people hate Clint, I mean, they pretty much have. What one thing Quinn Snyder's done is he's pretty much just simplified everything. It's not like last year he had to ask people to do things they weren't good at because they didn't have the roster
We
to
didn't
not
have
ask
the
them to not do that. Now they
right.
could just be like,
I agree.
Clint, we just need you to play 5-6 minute stretches, get on the boards, defend the rim. And if you give us some buckets, we're good with that. Congo, you come into the game. If you can at least give us 10 plus, some boards, depending on the flow of the game, you might finish the game. Clint might finish the game. Hey, Hunter pretty much simplified his shot, which we were going to talk about obviously more. Hunter,
Right.
hey, hit threes or attack the rim. it's very simple stuff. It's not like you're asking these guys to do something they're not able to do. And so I think
Right.
when you look at that, I think you've seen the growth of the team kind of come quickly. Obviously, they had injuries at the beginning of the year. Everybody
Yeah.
talks about who the teams they lost to, but it's like, again, I tell people, like, if you lose half your roster, you can't just expect them to just start just running through the league still. You lost half your
Right.
roster.
You
So,
lost,
like,
man.
that makes a difference in
Yeah.
these games. And regardless of who you play, other teams have NBA players too. So, for me, I I figured this team was going to be competitive. I just didn't have a number either, but I figured this team was going to be competitive. And I mean, if you take a look at the record, they're only 2 games over 500, so they're still right in that range of just competitive. But you see the construction of what could really build out throughout the season and really turn into something. And I think that's where you get the excitement from with this team right now. So for me, I knew that I felt this team was going to be competitive. I just didn't know how the season would go in terms of progression, continuity, things like that, because you really won't know that till they get on the floor. And with the injuries, it was like, well, we won't. And I kept telling people, you can't judge this team till they're healthy. You literally can't, because people were like, this team sucks with half the roster out. I'm like, well, yeah, most teams suck with half the roster out.
I'm trying to tell you, we all gonna suck like that. Come on now.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I kind of look at the Hawks going into the season.
And to Bryce's point, man, you gotta think about this too, T. Will. Like since November 18th, which is the game we was fully healthy against the Kings, the Hawks are still 7-1.
That's
so you gotta think about it. Like, that right there in itself just lets you know, again, when the Hawks are healthy, we can really see what this team has. You know what I'm saying? We've beaten some quality opponents, and at the same time, we have the Hawks stepping up yet again in a big game. That's why, like against these Milwaukee Bucks, it's going to be a huge game to see exactly, putting everything that Quinn has done systematically. The infectious, some behavior of Dyson Daniels and how it's infecting like players, even like Bogey. Come on now, Bogey even had a game with 5 steals. Now
I saw that. I saw that. I'm not gonna lie, and when I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, Dyson Daniels. Like Bogey, and I saw 3 of them, right? I think I was kind of working it, but I saw Bogey step in the lane and then pickpocket somebody else, and I'm like, who is this guy? Because our Bogey didn't do this before this year. Like Dyson Daniels has seriously impacted the culture of this team to where I really think they think defense first. I really do. It's incredible. So look at the Bryce, you pointed to the fact that we're 14-12, but as A1 stated, last 8 games we're 7-1. We are really on a roll here. We're 3rd in the Southeastern Division. We're 7th in the conference. We're in the semis in the Emirates Cup, and I got to be honest, I did not think we would be this good. I was so mad when we traded DeJounte. I was mad. I think I was on the show with you guys. And I was like, we are going to suck. We're going to be awful. Oh, my God. I was mad. And it's funny because I'm so glad nobody listened, because I was like, trade Dre, get rid of him. I'm I'm not on the board for the Hawks. Like, thank you. Thank you guys for not listening. They're playing outstanding. Simply put, Dre might be the most improved player of the year, or the 6th man of the year, or
6th man,
or MVP. If we're being honest, I mean, he's been that good. Trey has been phenomenal, and even though Trey's not scoring, Trey is fostering an environment where others can score. So he's looking to pass first. He's looking to distribute first. Yeah, he'll take his shots every now and then. And some nights he might hit 31, but there are other nights, he might hit 10 and have 30 assists. We got Robert Blackman joining the show. Robert Blackman, how you doing? Good evening, sir. So, guys, I know what my expectations were at the beginning of the year. They definitely weren't you guys. I honestly thought we were going to suck. I didn't even think it was going to be close. I thought we were going to be awful. So I'm glad that obviously that did not come to fruition. I think one of the reasons that we are playing so well is the chemistry that our team has to this point. And Bryce, can you speak to the chemistry that we got going on, specifically with with the young ones and Trey? Can you speak to that?
Yeah. So the thing is like, I always talk about how it's extremely important to establish roles, right? Because that helps you know for each game what the expectation for you is.
Yes.
And I think that's why this team has always operated in a way where we're not going to go off what you think they should do. We're going to go off what is best for the team.
Right.
Rishi Shea is a prime example of that. We knew coming into this draft there wasn't that generational prospect. So,
Indeed.
but the thing is, some people are going to see the first pick and think he still has to be this elite player in his first year, or else he's a terrible pick. But if you look at the top 3 picks, none of them have been game changers for their teams.
Right.
Realistically, they've been fine. They've been good role players and pieces, but they're not game changers.
Right.
And the thing with the Hawks, they've pretty much just said, listen, we're going to let Zach come along. I mean, he's been playing defense. That's the first thing. He's been playing defense.
Listen.
Offensively,
Yeah,
listen, it's a bit of a journey for him, and he has to work on that. But at the end of the day, they're not asking him to be a major part of the offense. They're just saying, listen, do your thing, cut, move, play make. If you take shots when you're open, if you do that, we're fine. They're not feeling like we need you to be this player to be able to do things. And I think Dyson, we can talk about his impact on the game, how he's made everybody want to defend more, how he's continue to improve as a player himself, giving an opportunity to take on a bigger role. I think Jalen, obviously he's the one out of all of them that have taken the biggest step forward. Obviously it's the second option, had struggles at the beginning of the year, had to get comfortable, sign a big contract. It happens sometimes. It happens to guys. We're all human at the end of the day. And he bounced back, and now he's been pretty much consistently good since, that first week and a half, 2 weeks of the season. So I think you're getting what you need, and it's all the continuity is all coming together with the young players. And I think that's helping a lot. And then you still have guys like Capella, Trey, Bogey, Hunter, who have been there. Like at the end of the day, it's like we call ourselves a young team because we, like, in a relatively sense, we are. But we still have guys who've been there. Remember, Bogey was there for East Conference Finals. Clint was there. Trey was there. Hunter didn't really play that much except the first round that year, but he's played in some playoff series. So they have experience. They've kind of been in the works of what it is. And technically, the guy who has the most playoff experience on this team is Clint Capella, because he was there when Houston was battling the Golden State Warriors, the peak Golden State Warriors. So he has that experience to be trying to go against teams and go against the best. And I think, especially right now, I think the NBA Cup has been huge for this team, because the thing about the Cup is, and I'd love to hear you guys' opinion after I get this point out.
Okay.
The Cup has always been something that people didn't know about, because it's like, okay, you're not, you don't get a draft pick. It's not like you're getting something like crazy. You're just getting money. People care about money. Players still care about money.
Right.
And you've also heard multiple players talk about guys on the end of the bench who may only be on an $800,000 contract, and that's their season salary. Like $500,000 to them is like, that's almost more half than what they're getting paid for the entire year. Right. So like guys wanting to play for that. And then you still are winning. You're winning a championship still. We can get into if they should have a banner State Farm, but they're still getting a championship. They're still competing for something.
Right.
And so you're still, and you're coming to these games, and all these players and all these teams are saying, we wanted to win. We wanted to go to Vegas. People were they were trying to win games. So what the Hawks are doing is they're going against teams who want it just as much as they do, and they're beating them.
They're beating them.
And so this is such a great launching pad for a team that's trying to take the next step. That's why people say we were Indiana from last year. And Rick Carlisle talked about how he felt like that run basically propelled us, because now we competed against the best. We kind of saw a bit of what it takes, because there was a high level of intensity. The only difference is that in the playoffs, you get a 7-game series where these are do or die games. So this is more if you're going back to your college days in the NCAA tournament. Hey, we got to play our best game or else we're out.
So one and done.
I think the NBA Cup has been big for the development of this team and just putting them in a position to kind of compete at this level. Like I said, Madison Square Garden is still a historic environment. They get loud in there. And then the Hawks had to come in there, true road game. And you could tell in the first quarter they were a little nervous. You could tell.
They had to settle down.
They had to settle. That's why Quinn was calling timeouts. He's like, all right, let's just settle in. Let's calm down. Let's breathe. Because, he understands, like, all y'all haven't been here. So I think that this experience has been great for all the young players. And I think everybody connecting their roles together has been very good for the Hawks to be able to move forward and have the success they've been having. Because at full strength, they seem like good team merchants. So and you can't be mad at that.
This team can play with anybody. What the thing that's impressed me the most has just been the unselfish play, and I don't care who gets the credit attitude. Let's just get it done. That is the
Right.
one differentiating factor that I noticed. And not that these guys were selfish before. I'm not saying that, but to me, it's like, all right, we're gonna pass the ball until we get the best shot, right? If this is the best shot, we're gonna do it. That's what we're trying to do,
Right.
whether that's kicking it in or passing it through. Um, this team truly plays unselfish basketball. They are so much fun to watch. They have an energy. The one thing I think these youngsters have done is they've energized the veterans. I don't care what and Dyson Daniels. But the combination of Risa Shea, JJ, and Daniels, it has energized this team. And look at to your point, Bryce, you beat Cleveland twice. You beat
Mm-hmm.
them twice. You beat Boston
Twice.
without Trey. You've
Mm-hmm.
taken down the top two teams in the East. And yeah, Denver was a clunker, but I honestly feel like we were tired. And I also honestly feel like we were resting Dre and JJ probably for this stretch that we're about to go through.
Mhm.
So,
It's possible.
you I just
To
think
your
look, and to Dixon Way's point, we beat the Knicks twice.
Yeah, that's
We
what
are
I just was saying. We beat the Knicks
we are
twice.
taking down some good teams. No, that's the top three teams in the East. Like, look at
Mm-hmm.
this team. If this Hawks team is healthy, I'm not afraid of
Well,
anybody. I'm
well,
not.
do you
There's
yeah.
nobody out there. And
And
I
this
ain't. I
another thing. Huh? Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was about to add to your point. So I'm gonna add to your point and then go to what Bryce's point too. Well, about what you were saying about passing the ball around. Well, the
Hmm.
Hawks are the top team and ranked the top team, you know, in the NBA as far as passing the ball, as far as assists anyway. So that is catered to your point. And then Bryce, you know, just going back about to the cup, man, you gotta think about it. We came out of a tough pool when you think about it, man. We had to play
On the
against
roof
the
of death.
Celtics with Cat, you know, so we came through a tough pool. And I think it's great experience for these young guys to be able to play in those big games to kind of prepare them for a moment like a semifinals game against a team who statistically, offensively, and defensively is supposed to be better than you, but you still got to go out there and play the game. And that's what the Atlanta Hawks have been doing, going out there and playing the game. And I think, you know, another thing that I like about it, and, you know, credit to Quinn and credit to just, you know, Trey and all the players just buying in. But the Hawks are able to, you know, to weather storms. They're able
Mhm.
to adjust and they're able to come back. You know, prime example against the Knicks, you know, we were down at halftime, came out. We were down by like 10. Then I remember when it was like 66-62. Next thing you know, here goes Trey. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Ringing them off. And then hit that 30-foot bomb, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Pointing at the court and everything. And next thing you know, Dre hitting a three. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, it's 11-0 run. Next thing you know, you look up, the Hawks are up 73-66. Like, what's going on? And they never look back. And Atlanta
Mhm.
outscored the Knicks 61-46. Come on now in the second half, the offensive explosion. That's the kind of team that we could really be, you know?
I think
So
we
it's
have the
just like,
best. I think we have the best bench in the league, Chris. I really do.
oh,
I,
Especially the
we
best
beat,
1, 2, 3 punch coming off the bench with
I
Hunter,
yeah,
OO, and Bogey.
yeah. I think we have the
you
best
know,
bench. And honestly, and I brought up Josh's point. Hawks hold the Lakers' future with their draft pick. Would y'all trade that pick to the Lakers for AD, knowing that you could not give up too much since they need that pick? It depends on who else you would trade for him. Like, I'm not saying we're gonna win the championship, but I really like what we have now.
uh, I don't.
I
I know. See, the thing about it is, I know the Lakers. It's gonna be more. It would be more than just a draft pick
Of
anyway. You know,
course.
they definitely
Mhm.
would. They definitely would disrupt this continuity we've built. They
Yeah,
would disrupt this chemistry we've built
yeah,
with this team because you know they're gonna want JJ. You know they're probably gonna want Dre or Dyson. Just something stupid. So I mean,
right.
I wouldn't even trade nothing with the Lakers. I hope they keep on plummeting because that's gonna better our chances. We need them to go ahead and keep losing. It is what it is. Bron may ask for a trade, something like that too. Hey, what is what it is. As long as it's helping out the Hawks, you know what I'm saying? I love it. But the Hawks are also helping themselves out as long as they're continuing to win games, stay healthy. I know JJ is questionable for the game. Hopefully he'll play, but at the end of the day, stay healthy, keep putting together games and learn and keep finding ways to win. It's so many games, and Bryce, T. Will, so many games we don't had already this season, man. We lose them games last year.
Oh,
Just the momentum in the
Mhm.
flow of the game, guys. We lose them games last year, and we're finding ways to win. This semi-young team is still finding ways to win together, and they're doing it early. And I feel like it can help translate later on into the season as long as they keep on playing ball the right way. Trey keep on, being that leader, playing within the game. He's not trying to have to do it all himself because he has guys now that he can trust. He has a lot of wing defenders. A lot of wing presence. And the crazy thing about it is, too, guys, we're not even shooting the best from the 3-point. We are not
not.
a good 3-point
We
shooting
are
team.
not. We are not a good.
We are not. And we
Yeah.
still, so I'm just saying, you got guys like Ricochet who's shooting 28% from three. Guys like Dyson Daniels at 31%, and the Hawks are still finding a way to win, y'all.
Yeah.
It's actually funny you bring that. I will let you go, Terry.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I was going to say it's funny you bring that up because, obviously a lot of discourse on social right now about basketball is like, why is ratings declining and things of that nature, right? And obviously most people have different reasons. Some feel like people don't market small market teams well. They always want to put all the big market teams on there. The way that teams play, obviously everybody jacks up threes. And I said, the Hawks they don't necessarily play like how a lot of the league plays, if you think about it. Because think about it, they're not a great three-point shooting team. Even though Quinn talks about getting up threes, like they don't take like 50 a game. Like the Hawks are taking probably between 20 and 30 threes a game. Boston takes between like 40 and 50 threes a game.
Yeah.
And so all he's tried to do is just clean up the shot profile and just attack the rim or take the open three, right? And so I look at that also helping this team because pretty much the Hawks are going to attack you two different ways. Either they're going to try to get the best shot on the perimeter, or like I said, they're going to cut, pick and roll, find the best plays that they can do to get points in the paint and kill you from that respect. They're winning these games a lot by not winning the 3-point battle.
Right.
And that's really the thing you hear about at the beginning of the season, the Hawks will be losing the 3-point battle by like 8-9.
Yeah.
That's 8-9 extra points for the other team. Now, the Hawks can keep it relatively close. They pretty much in the majority of these games win the 2-point battle.
Yeah.
So they can maybe.
Oh yeah, we've been obliterating the points in the paint this season.
So they'll win the 2-point battle, and then that's where they win the game. And then, like I said, the fact that they can just turn it on, and I think that's the biggest thing. The fact that they could just turn it on defensively and stifle a team is such a major key to success because
it's a treat, y'all. It's a treat.
Well, sometimes your offense, your shot isn't going. Sometimes it happens in a game where your shot just doesn't go for a stretch. And like last year, when the Hawks couldn't score, they weren't good enough defensively. So that's when teams either take the lead, extend the lead, whatever. Now, if the offense isn't going, they have a good enough defense and commitment to defense to keep them in the game until the shot gets going again. And I think that also is big for this team. So I think the styles of play that they have done this year has been huge for them because, like I said, a year ago, they did not have the ability to play these different ways. They can play high scoring, low scoring. We literally got that game against the Knicks easily could have been a very low scoring game. Because I always say in the postseason, if you notice games like 5, 6, 7 postseason, right? You always hear players say, it's really not that much adjustments you can make. You pretty much know each other. You know what you do. You play each other consecutive times in a row. And that's why you notice the games get more low scoring as the series goes on because it's just like we know each other. The Hawks couldn't do that. Everything was a shootout for them. It didn't matter if they knew the team. They just couldn't stop them. Now they can get into these ugly, grinded out games and feel confident that they can win those games. And I think that's huge when you talk about a young team because one of the biggest things you wonder about is how do they do when the game slows down and it's half court? Because obviously they want to run. They want pace. That's where they're at their best. That's where they were able to take advantage against the Knicks. That's where they should hopefully one of the keys take advantage against the Bucks. But playoffs, you got to slow it down a little bit. And they've still been able to show in some half-court sets, they can still operate the offense, get good looks, and find success.
Right. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I think what I really love about this team is two things. Number one, the young guys are stepping up. JJ's having a monster. JJ's having a monster year. He dunked on somebody the other night, and it was funny because like he just took it to him and was like, "Hey man, you can have some of this chicken." Like there's no fear. Like at the beginning of the season, you could see some trepidation. He took it to him so bad. It was just like, "Hey man, you can get some too. I know you 7 foot whatever, but you can have some of these." Bam. And
Right.
JJ on another level. Dyson Daniels is arguably the defensive player of the year. Is he not thus far? Can we not
Well,
agree?
We're
I would.
probably going to give it to Wemby.
Yeah, but I would definitely will say this, man. You definitely got to put him first all
Better.
team defense. First
Mm.
Without
all
a doubt.
team defense. I mean, the man is. I mean, just talking about Dyson and just his steal, just him being able to steal. He's been menacing. You know what I'm saying? The man has at least 2 steals in at least the last like 9 straight games. Like, come
Yeah.
on now, and then like, and also for a franchise thing. Hey, Josh Smith, how you doing? It's Dyson Daniels because he just tied you. Josh Smith had 10 games with 4 steals or more in the season. He's already tied it. Like we're not even halfway through the season, so he's definitely going to break that. We know he's going to get another game with at least 4 steals a game, and he's going to break that. And then he's next thing you know, he's going to have that record, man. So Dyson is a great player, man. Honestly, and he's just young, so I'm interested to see like what he actually is going to turn into
Yeah.
because it's still so young right now, and it's still so early within the season. Like he still has more time to grow within the season, just like Ricochet. I believe Ricochet is going to find a stretch to where like he's really being able to shoot the ball well, put it together on both ends of the floor because he has that defensive prowess. Like he has that down pack at 19 years old already, and that's going to continue to grow. So we have some young pieces that are actually growing before our eyes, playing a little bit better than what we thought, making this team, making us as fans, and the guys are just watching the game, just more optimistic and excited about what's happening. Again, 7-1 in our last 8 games, full strength. It's just we've only lost like what 3-4 games at full strength total. So
Yeah. We're
liking what I'm seeing, man.
without a doubt, man. And obviously, how can Dre not be the 6th man of the year? Right? Like I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
see anybody else doing what he's doing.
right.
Dixon Way makes a good point. With Zach and Dyson starting, I'm sorry, Zach and Dyson starting has had a great effect on Dre. To be honest, Hunter
Absolutely.
has been unleashed offensively since he doesn't have to play defense on the best player and getting in foul trouble. That's a very good point.
Right.
That is a great point because he
Absolutely.
really is playing unabated, unabandoned, free, right? And I
Hmm.
think that so
For the
and
first time in his career.
yes, Dick White said this on his previous post. He said Dyson Daniels is the second biggest offseason pickup in the NBA. Dyson for DJ was a huge win. If it was a straight up deal, the 2 picks are icing on the cake. Now we have the best bench in the NBA. Absolutely, guys.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I was so mad when we made that deal, but I think it's the best deal in modern day history that I know
T
of for
Will
the.
wouldn't have made the deal, y'all. T
Oh hell
Will
no!
wouldn't have made the deal.
I would not have made the deal. I would have
We
jacked it
still
up.
would have had DJ.
I wouldn't have made the deal, guys. Dixon Way is making such good points. I'm gonna throw him an invite. Dixon Way, if you want to join, you can. I don't have any other. I know you're not on Facebook, so I don't have any other way. But if you join, because you're making some great points, you can feel free to hop in here. Red has joined us. What's the last time we've
What it
seen?
do? What it do?
When's the last time we've seen Trey this happy? Love to see it. And you're right about that. You're right about that.
Absolutely.
Josh Green
I mean,
said,
I love to see him being like a leader too. You know what I'm saying, to these young guys. I know you guys have heard about like him flying out with Dyson and Zach to his spot, so they can work out and everything, bond, and I
Yeah.
think that was pretty cool right there, man. That's how you show some leadership.
Look it, man. Again, I'm not saying the Hawks win the NBA championship, but I'm not saying that because this team is performing so well and they don't back down from anybody. They're not afraid. They're not afraid. Bring on, let me tell you something. Chris, you and I talked about this way back in the season. When we looked at the next 10 games and we said we got Cleveland twice, we said those will be losses. And we were wrong. We said against Boston, that's a loss. We were wrong. Against the Knicks, that's a loss. We were wrong. This Hawks
I
team,
thought we were gonna beat them Knicks. I ain't gonna lie.
I did. I did not. So let me tell you something. It is a pleasure for me to eat crow because these guys are killing it. And again, it would not surprise me if we win this cup. I'm gonna say it. Bump Houston. Bump you. Houston, we ain't afraid. I'm not afraid of you. We can beat anybody. Now it doesn't mean we will. Okay.
I was about to say. I was about to say it's Houston. Houston versus OKC, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or OKC. Whatever.
Yeah.
Bring on. We'll beat them.
Hey,
I'm not afraid of
Charles Barkley is calling this the OKC invitation.
Would I be crazy? Would I be crazy, y'all? Would I be crazy if I say I really want? Of course, I want us to win this game. I'm hoping that we're gonna take care of business against the Bucks. I know last time we caught them, it was like one of those things where we caught them on a back-to-back. But I'm hoping that we go ahead and take care of business against these Bucks because I'm hoping OKC beats Houston. Because I want my lick back on OKC. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We almost got them the first time.
For the cup.
We got the first time.
No, we got blown out in the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's right.
We also got to remember we were down multiple guys.
Yeah,
so we have to play this team at our
so that's why I really want them. I really want to play them. I really would love to have it be OKC versus the Hawks in the NBA Cup Finals.
Yeah,
and us taking them down and hoisting the banner, the whatever trophy and all that good stuff.
Hey, they're doing do champagne, bro. That's what they did last year, bro. Champagne.
Yeah, you gotta get that champagne, bro.
That's what they gonna do, bro. I gotta celebrate the chip.
Yeah, man. And it's just it'll be something for Atlanta to have too, man. And at the end of the day, it'll be something that we can finally just be like, yeah,
no parade.
We can celebrate something.
Speaking of,
and hopefully it'll catapult us further.
Hopefully
it'll catapult us further.
Hopefully so. Speaking of parades, we have royalty with us as well as you guys. You guys are royalty. I'm just hey man, I'm just along carrying your beer. We got the Dixon Way, ladies and gentlemen. One of the hardest working men in show business. Does everything from baseball to basketball to football to probably checkers to chess. Hell, I don't know, but he does everything. But he is an Atlanta Hawks aficionado, as is Chris A1, as is Bryce. Like I say, I'm just along for the ride. So look it, Dixon Way. This has been a great season. Give us your thoughts on the season thus far and what you've seen, because you broadcast every game. Give us your thoughts.
As always, thank you guys for having me on the platform. Anybody watching, make sure you hit the like button. It's the lifeblood of all of our streams, man. It helps us grow. It helps us get the recommendations of the algorithm. We don't understand, but please help us out. With that being said, the Atlanta Hawks are getting healthier. They're gaining chemistry. And this team is creating and growing another identity. For the entirety of the Trae Young era, they have been an offensive team. Let me outscore you.
Right.
Period. Either with Nate, with LP, and now with Coach Quinn. This is the first year. Now, they say in 2021, we were 16th in defense when we went on our run all the way out throughout the playoffs. But that team defensively, and we're still only just a quarter through the season, isn't as dynamic defensively as we are in right now.
Absolutely.
I truly believe that Dyson Daniels is what Cam Reddish was supposed to be. I also believe that getting Zach, regardless on if his shooting is not falling. Hey, I'm already reserved to the fact that his shot may have to come around just like Dyson's was. I'm already reserved to that fact, and I'm not mad at it. And I know a lot of people might be like, "What? He's going to come out and he shoot too well." Look, I see the videos at practice. This is mental. This is all mental until he get over that mental hurdle, where whether it's a sports therapist or whatever. He may pop up and have those, 20, 25, just like he had the 33-point game. But I'm more
Larry, you cutting out.
the way Zach and Dyson are playing right now off of each other defensively.
Yeah.
Makes us very versatile. And the addition of Trae Young playing good defense this season. Shout out to Doc Rivers, who actually highlighted that in his press conference today, saying, "Hey, man, everybody trying to hunt Trae, but he's a much better defender." You know what I'm saying? He's been studying what teams try to do to him, and he's actually it's hard. It's hard to get that switch on him now. He know how to, rotate with the people and get back, you know what I'm saying? All the tricks now. So he's just he's like, you could tell that he's been studying a lot of film, increasing his craft. He was like, yeah. And I don't know if you guys saw Isaiah Thomas on Game Time, and he was saying Trae Young, his point per game average is down, his shooting splits is down, but his assists are at an elite level.
Yes.
He's saying this since I was playing against John Stockton. And he said right now he's setting everyone up, team up playing with him now. And the same thing, Doc Rivers said the same thing. Says like his teammates love to play with him now.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be honest, I can't say that was the case in the past.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with that.
Trae Young, the evolution of Trae Young is with DeAndre Hunter not having to be that guy that, had to take the burden of guarding the best person, has unlocked him. I don't know if it's that or having a baby new girl, but I know I saw someone on Twitter say you got to have a baby every year now. So that's crazy.
Dang, Dre. Baby every year. Got so much.
Start doing something Ocho Cinco on or something.
Antonio Calamardi.
Or Sean Kemp, getting his Sean Kemp on.
Yeah,
that might be for y'all's time.
Come on, I'm not trading anyone, guys. This is a quarter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's gonna cost so much.
Yeah,
I hear people saying, "Well, package up Dre and Capella to go get a guy," and I'm like, first of all, I think Coach Quinn likes the two-handed monster. I think that's proven because they won't get rid of either one.
Right.
And DeAndre Hunter, there's no way I'll get rid of Dre when he's finally living up to the number draft pick.
No, not at all.
Deep contract. So it's just like, I don't expect him to be scoring 25 points a game like he is on this stretch. But 23, excuse me. But he get me 19 to 20 every time he step on the court. Yeah. He's so aggressive now, man. He ain't settling. If it's somebody little on him, he going mouse in the house.
He going.
That on Payne was vicious. And he slapped the board. Like, get this little dude off.
Right.
Wow. Right.
That's what I want. That's what I like.
He's what I need. Bryant says give Landry Fields his props, and I gotta say, man, I see that at the beginning of the year. I did not see the vision that they had, but it's clearly there. And they're getting it done. Let's talk about, and I'll open it up to the panel. Bryce, when we made the trade, did you think it would turn out like this?
You talking about the DeJounte trade?
Yes.
Oh, I honestly figured the defense would just be better.
Ooh,
Just naturally because the fit. Because I mean, it's funny. I was listening to Jeff Teague's pod when they talking about the Knicks thing, and he was talking about. I mean, because he mentioned when he played with Trey, he's like, I was kind of, even though I was more towards the end of my career, I've always been like a ball dominant guard, so like it didn't like fit as well. And he's like, that's basically what happened with DeJounte. He just didn't fit. Then he couldn't defend. And so you had no one who could help the defense and put more pressure on everybody else across the front line to hold up. They had to play a more aggressive blitzing style of defense. And it just wasn't ideal, right? And so I knew with Dyson coming in there, that would fix that issue. And now that issue was fixed, I was curious to see how it would impact guys like Hunter, how it would impact guys like Jalen, how it would impact guys like Capella. Because, I mean, Capella, one of the things when we got him when he came here, he was a rebounder and defender. And the reason why he hasn't been great defensively is because he has two guards who couldn't defend. So now he's put in trouble all the time, makes him look bad, and he can't defend the rim because they need him to come blitz ball carriers and stuff like that. So now that they don't have to, because Quinn even mentioned it, he said we still overhelp sometimes, but we don't have to. Like he mentioned, it's like, Dyson's really good at recovering, so it may look like he may get beat, but then he can recover. But like naturally, the team's used to just like, oh, I got to go help, and it's like you don't, and then that's where you start. And obviously, because they have length now, they can rotate better and still defend. But like he's just mentioned, like you don't have to all the time. And they even mentioned earlier this season, they said, Clint's probably used the last 2 years having my guard is getting blown past. I got to step up. Now he could just kind of stay at the rim and just kind of defend it. So I think that in and of itself, I knew was improving when we made that trade. I think people viewed DeJounte, said star, 20, 22 points a game. We're losing all of that. How can we be better? And it's just like, but you gotta also look at like, okay, construction of the team.
Yeah.
It's about construction of the team. It's about what type of team are you forming?
Yeah.
And that can make a difference if the team gets better or worse. That's why I've never liked this. Just throw two stars together and have them figure it out. If they don't play well together, then you're going to see it. You kind of need to find players that like
see it all the time.
You know, that's why people were like, after we traded DeJounte, we need to go get a star. Why are we not getting a star? I'm like, you just traded picks away for a star and it didn't work. And it happens. You shoot and you miss. You ain't just go back out there and do it again. Like I credit Landry for that. Like he said, okay, they've pretty much been trying to go youth for a minute now because they're like, listen, we are not going to sit here and just start spending all this money and trading all these things away to just get the team better. We will develop this. That's why they mentioned when they wanted the head coach after Nate, they said we needed somebody who is about development.
About development.
And Quinn said he loves developing. He loves coaching because we didn't have that. Lloyd Pierce was good at X's and O's. The players just hated him. X's and O's. I mean, so you couldn't get that. And now, for the most part,
he was too cocky. He was too cocky of a guy that hadn't won anything.
So, I mean, that makes a difference. And now you're getting the coach on the same page with the star. The star likes the coach. Now the players like the star. The team fits.
Right.
Boom. Now you're seeing success.
Yeah. I like the way. I like
the way about LP. Chris, were you talking about LP or Raheem? Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about the Hawks.
Come on,
no, Larry. The players actually like Raheem. He just not getting the job.
No, I'm talking about the arrogant part. I'm talking about the arrogant part you said.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking? Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay, my bad.
I want to introduce Red to the show. Red, if you would, guys. Red, talk to us about your thoughts when we first made the trade of DeJounte and what we got back. Did you see that it could potentially be this, or just tell me your thoughts, your initial thoughts when you heard about the trade and what we got back for him?
Don't lie.
Absolutely not. I didn't think anything. I'm about as dumbfounded and surprised as everybody else. So I ain't gonna even sit up here and lie and act like, yeah, when we made that trade for Murray, we were getting better, y'all. Championship run, here we come. Top order East. Absolutely not. And if you ask me, I think they was an accident, them getting Dyson Daniels. A good accident, but an accident. I don't think they just put it like this: they had to have him. They were just trying to get rid of Murray and get whatever they could get from him. Now, luckily, they got Dyson Daniels back, but I don't know what type of plan. Talking about some Brian, talking about give Landry Fields his props. I think we need to hold off on that. Let's wait till we at least get to the All-Star break and see where we at before we start giving props. Let's get past the trading deadline. You know what I'm saying? Before we start giving props. But because for all we know, this was a nice accident by Landry Fields. It was a good accident, but an accident, nevertheless. I mean,
That's
because I did not, nobody saw Dyson Daniels coming. Nobody saw defensive player of the year, and nobody saw moving Hunter to the bench and turning him into a sixth man of the year and actually making that fourth pick that we drafted him as. Now it's looking valuable now. Ain't nobody see none of this coming.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's here. I
That's
am
fair.
so glad because, boy, Hawks are playing some winning basketball now. Quinn Snyder, I was wrong. You're right. He's definitely a good coach. He's not real flashy like a lot of the guys, but he's quietly effectiveness. You know what I'm saying? He don't really say too much. He let his players do the talking. He let they play do the talking. And, man, you got Trey out there shooting dice on the New York Knicks court. Shake them up, shake them up, shake them up, shake them. Ah, snapped his fingers too when he did.
Larry, you had thoughts on give me your thoughts, Larry, and then we'll go to Chris because Chris has been so patient. But give me your thoughts, Larry. When we first traded Dejan, give me just your thoughts because you watch this team, you broadcast shows, been doing it for years. Give me your naked thoughts when we made the trade.
Initially, I had the reaction as most fans said, but when I said, hold on, because I remember Dyson playing against Trey and playing against DeJounte, I was like, hold up. Let me go look at some more film. And then as soon as it wasn't even like an hour after they announced, I was like, yo, Dyson's going to come in here and be ridiculous. I was like, if only thing I worried about was his offense. And I'm one of the few people that was saying this early on. I was like, we get Dyson in here. I don't think he'll throw in. You know what I'm saying? And we had other people on Twitter saying that they wanted Kobe Buffkin to start and stuff like that. We don't know.
Absolutely not.
But when you look at defense against,
I don't even want him coming off the bench.
But when you look at Dyson's defense in limited time when he played against star players, he shut them down in limited time. Now, I always wondered about his offense, but when you go and look at film, they just stuck him in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's not a good shooter.
No stand over there.
But look, everybody know Willie Green can't teach offense. Like Willie Green is notoriously bad at offense. And I'm going to say this. The Pelicans had some of the best scouting for wings in probably the past 10 years. Excuse me. In the past 10 years. Look, they traded for Brandon Ingram because they knew they could work out with him. They drafted Nazi. They drafted Trey Murphy, Zion, Dyson Daniels. I mean, bro, they had a plethora of wings. They didn't know what to do with. And now they're in the problem just like we were. They thought that John Murray was gonna work with CJ McCollum.
Oh, CJ
McCollum. It's not gonna work.
He ain't working nowhere, man. He sent his ass back to San Antonio.
No. DeJounte was best when he had a Derek White. You feel me? He needs a Dyson Daniel or Derek White type to be effective. He's not gonna be able to guard. You know what I'm saying? He don't slide his feet good enough to stay in front of Bronson. Like that was the problem. Just like Bryce said, guys was just running around mismatch hunting. Trey, DeJounte, and Bogey. Like we always had at least two bad matchups out there on the perimeter, at all times. Yeah, we could score, but we couldn't stop nobody.
Right.
So
Right. Couldn't stop
this is
the
right
soul.
now. We can stop people now. We shot 31% against the Knicks. And we
Right.
blew the backs out in the second half.
One
Because
and
of
one and
Right.
one.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
look, man, it's
I don't
literally
even get worried when this team down.
yeah, a lot of people in
Well,
Hawks
when's the first time you can say that in some years?
yeah, they just
Right.
all
We could be down by 10 points, and I still say, man, just wait till we're gonna go on the run soon. Just give some time.
I mean, to be able to lock people down and you shooting that bad and
Right.
to have Dre Hunter attacking the basket, Jay Jackson.
Oh my God. Where is this passion? Where is this passion and energy been from Dre? I didn't know all we had to do was
That's
send
what
him
I
to
was
the
talking
bench.
about earlier. I wouldn't trade.
Well, I
think-
mean,
I
We ain't gonna, hey,
crazy.
we don't ever
And-
need to let DeAndre Hunter start again. Never start again.
I think it's a combination
I
of
wanted to
Dyson
come to-
Daniels being added to, and you took the press off.
Hey Bryce, can you correct me if I'm wrong?
Mm.
Did Steve Holman say that Landry was not going to do this deal unless Dyson Daniels was a part of it because they said no to Herb Jones. They didn't want to get back BI because of his contract and what he wanted.
Yeah.
And BI already turned down a $50 million deal from the Orioles.
Right.
I'm wrong, but I could have sworn that Steve Holman said that front office said they weren't doing this deal without Dyson Daniels. So it wasn't luck.
Well, what it
Man, I wish
was.
I heard them clips, Larry. Because
Huh?
that means Landry Fields actually know what he's doing then.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know how you guys heard it, but I heard it was more so to where it was like they really were trying to, well, not the Hawks, but the Pelicans really was trying to just cut it off at the draft picks and Larry Nance and EJ Lindell, what I'm saying? But Landry Fields was like, yeah, I need Dyson Daniels or we're not doing the deal. So we're not going to.
Man,
That's
y'all
when he
telling
comes
me
out
that
later on.
y'all telling me this GM eyes actually know what he's doing.
It seems that way. Yeah.
Hey, my thing is in
I'm
this situation, you gotta give him his props. I mean, he would at first. Remember, it came out. It was just Larry Nance at first, and then people call him Dyson a throw-in because his name was added last.
Right.
His name was
people
added
forget,
because
too.
it wasn't gonna be fully a deal. Go ahead,
People
Bryce.
forget too, people forget when the Hawks were in the trade deadline last year. What they said? What did we keep hearing that the Hawks wanted?
Defense.
Not
a
Dyson
a
Daniels.
young player.
Yep.
What did they get in this return? Picks and a young player.
Yep.
and that's why
Matter of fact, they say we got a young lottery player. They say Dyson was what? Top
Yeah, he
10
was a
pick,
lottery
right?
pick. He was.
He was.
So
Damn, New Orleans,
I
y'all
mean,
dumb as hell.
they want.
We gonna
They
make
want.
y'all pay for
Ain't
that.
no way you get a throw in and now he's your starting shoot too.
Right.
No,
Hey,
They
and by the way-
just threw in a damn near all-star caliber defensive
Right.
player of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, the
Somebody
thing about
about
it
to get
is-
fired. Somebody about to get fired in New Orleans.
And the thing
yeah.
about it is, people called me crazy when I said start Dyson next to Trey.
They sure did. They sure
You
did.
crazy, dog. You crazy.
Said it the whole
Yeah,
time. In fact, you said start Dyson and Ricochet and Trey. I think
That's
you
Yeah.
what I said.
that I can recall.
No,
saying
no.
that.
See, what happened was I felt like Ricochet would eventually get into the starting lineup because I
That's
didn't expect this offensive explosion from Dre. But
Yeah.
I knew starting the season, Dre would start the season off, and the starting lineup was Trey, Dyson, Dre, JJ, and Capella. I
Yeah.
figured that's what it was going to be, but I love Dyson next to Trey to help him on that defensive end. I figured Dre and Dyson can work together, but then Dre got hurt. Then Ricochet got a little bit more burned because Dre was hurt. Now Dre is coming off of the bench, and he's basically the driving force along with Bogey, because I don't want to forget about Bogey, because Bogey the last, I want to say 5 games has been playing phenomenal ball for Bogdanovich, for real. Like his
And
effort
that's
on
why-
both ends of the floor has been infectious as well, man. But
That's
that's
why
the Dyson
some of
Daniels effect.
Yes, it
Some of
is.
these NBA pundits I've been listening to, y'all, they pretty much got us saying that the Hawks have the best 6, 7, and 8 guys in the league. the best 6, 7, 8 men in the league. If you
I
got
don't know.
Bogey, Hunter, and Double O coming off the bench.
Congo, yeah.
I would agree with
Yeah.
that. I would agree. Yeah. Guys, has was it Landry Fields?
Yeah, laundry.
Laundry. We talking about
Laundry
laundry,
bill.
man.
Has
You got to go.
Landry bought himself a couple of years and goodwill with these picks? Because the way it was looking, we didn't have money or picks for a while. And now with the addition of this new blood and as well as they're playing, we don't really need picks for a while. How do you guys feel about that? Like, I really think Landry bought it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Like, we
Bought
got a
himself
whole lot of
another year.
horses. We got a whole lot of horses though. At the end
We
of the day,
did,
he
right.
probably bought like Red said, he probably bought himself another year. I agree with that. But we also still got a whole lot of horses because at the end of the day, we still in the early stages. We love
Right.
what we're seeing early on, but
Right.
I want to see where we're at by the end of the season. I want to see if we're in the playoffs.
Mhm.
What's our seeding?
Yep.
You know, so we know. I asked the question at the beginning of the year: did we get better defensively? Technically, we have. You know, so I believe, but there's still room for improvement. Like Quinn said, we still overhelp sometimes. We don't rotate. We don't box out sometimes. So it's still room for this semi-young team to improve. I want to see if it actually happens. If it actually happens, then hey, then we can give again Landry all the credit that he deserves. I mean, he does deserve some credit, but then we can really just see, all right, we got this foundation. Let's see where it can head to. So I just want to see it like a little bit more because we already don't got one team in Atlanta that we got high hopes about. And you know, right now they're fighting for their life. So I just,
What? Now let's be real, Chris. We predicted high hopes for them. We didn't predict shit from. We didn't predict nothing from the Hawks.
Hey, I give you that point. And I mean, I think I was optimistic about it. It was just like, once you really start looking, and then don't forget about what Dyson did in the Olympics. I think that was an eye opener for people that watched him in the Olympics and saying, hold on, let's see what can it be? Because like Dixon Way said, the offense was the biggest question. We knew that he was a menace on the defensive end. And now, he's came here, he's got that youth. You know what I'm saying? And then it's infecting everybody. Everybody's giving extra effort. You didn't see this from years past, especially with our veterans, such as Trey, such as
Didn't
Bogey.
Dyson lead the game versus the Celtics?
Yeah. I think what that was like,
he
what,
led
27,
that charge, right?
27 points that night?
Yeah, I mean, because Trey didn't play that game.
Right,
No,
right.
Trey didn't play that game. Nope.
Yeah, I think Dyson had a career high that game and everything. But I
Yeah.
mean,
Dyson
I think
had-
See, it was that game right there that started opening my eyes up to that kid. I was like, who is this? Trey not playing and we kicking ass? Like, we kicked ass in their house, not our house.
Well,
They like the fact, man, we are some road warriors, y'all. We don't beat the best teams in the East at their house already.
yeah, that just shows the impressiveness
Hopefully
of
you'll try
the
to take
team,
over.
which is one of the most impressive things about what they're doing right now and how they're growing and everything like that. Like I think the thing is like I said, Landry and them got their formula, how they want to build this team out. So when you mention the picks, it's like the picks are still going to be a value. Like literally, Landry Fields was at an Ace Bailey game the other day. So like, because at the end of the day, for him, he's like, with the new CBA, you're not just going to see teams just throwing out money. This is kind of how you have to build teams now in the new CBA era.
Yeah.
You got to build, develop, coach.
Yeah.
You can't just think, boom, boom,
Really
boom.
have to put a team together.
You're going to have some owners who will do it, but like Atlanta will probably, as long as, at least with Landry and Quinn, I think they have committed to this plan of like, we're just going to continue to develop guys. That's why that Lakers pick is so valuable to people, because if the Hawks get another lottery pick, especially in a draft that they expect to be really good this year, that could be another person you add to the lineup. Because I said realistically, Clint's a free agent, Nance's a free agency. Realistically, the Hawks probably would prefer to draft a center and put him in there than sign a center. Realistically.
Rocco.
So, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Lakers and how that ends up going. Obviously, I know the Kings pick, we could also maybe get a lottery Kings pick, maybe, depending. So if that works out, I mean, the Hawks are, like I said, going to do their evaluation. You never know where they'll land in the lottery because things can happen. And you can continue to add talent, young talent to this team, but you got a coach and a program in place to develop
Now,
these
now let's be real, y'all. With the way college basketball is these days, does it even matter if you be picking in the lottery? Because all these players are about equal. You just need to find the right player to fit your system.
I mean, that's a good point, but next year though, man, it's just like it is going to be a lot of guys coming out that's going to be good. Yeah. And if the Hawks can get like right there in that top 10 area, top 15 area, we can probably just get like some of the best of the cream of the crop, in a loaded draft, because it's some guys.
Y'all know the Lakers ain't gonna be playing bad. I don't think the Lakers gonna be playing bad the rest of the year. So I don't think it may or may not be a lottery pick. Sacramento, I'm not sure, but.
Well, Sacramento, we need them to make the playoffs so we can go ahead and get them, because I believe the more that goes on, it turns into end up turning into a second round pick, and then like 2 second round picks. And I want to keep it. It'd be nice to get it in the first round. It would be nice to get it in the first round.
I would rather trade Sacramento pick and Cody Zeller and see what we can get. Just to guys, like right now. We either need, for this team right now, the only thing we're really missing is a quality backup center, not center, but
no, you're right. I mean, we need another big man present.
We can run with the centers we have. We need a quality backup point guard, and that's why I was saying, I know there's going to be other teams trying to get Dennis Schroeder, but he's on an expiring contract, so if it don't work out, you can let him go. So you got Clint, Nance, and Dennis Schroeder coming off the books. Now you really can play around with what you do, because 2 of those players' contract is for JJ's contract. But Dennis Schroeder, I think he's making $13 million this season. Will come off the books.
Wait a minute. The Hawks want to bring in Dennis?
No, this is my suggestion.
I'm about to say I would like Dennis too. I'll take him or Colin Sexton.
Hell yeah, as the backup. Hell yeah.
Has his attitude changed, guys? Because he was here and he had his issues before. Has he changed? Has he matured?
He ain't gonna have no choice because he know he's not starting.
I think he has, because he's been, jumping around everywhere. But ever since he fumbled that bag, I think he's been humble. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lakers was gonna give him $75 million, and he said, "No, I don't want it. I'm gonna go."
No.
He bet on himself. I think ever since then, also, man, I want the German Jordan back. I'm sorry. When I see him put Germany, just make sure you put Germany shirt underneath the Hawks jersey, and he gonna hoop.
Right.
I think that's what they're doing with Bogey. But imagine having Bogey and Dre
coming up. Oh yeah, now
you just got better defensively and offensively. Technically,
exactly. He played defense.
That's not bad. You put it that way,
and that's what I'm saying. You get out Cody Zeller. I personally don't think that pick is going to convey. So I don't care about the Charlotte pick personally. I don't think it's going to convey. I don't think they got a rat's chance in heck to making the playoffs in the West. So they don't make the playoffs. We're going to end up with another second round pick, which is going to irritate me more because we gave up Kevin Huerter for nothing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm so glad
that's why, bro. That's why I want it to be a first round, because that's going to be so disappointing. It's going to be like, yeah, we gave away for a peanut, for real.
That's why just trade it and don't even deal with it. Even though Sabonis is playing like a beast, but still, I think West is too good. With Houston being better this season, and it looked like the Grizzlies want to be a nuisance to people, it's going to be really hard to get in the West. I just think the Kings dug themselves a hole I don't think they can get out of.
Yeah, I agree with Larry.
But yeah,
they fun bad.
Dennis Schroeder or what's that? Michael Finley Smith or Michael Smith.
Oh, What about
Dorian
the dude in Philly?
Finney-Smith,
What about the guy in Philly? Lowry.
Kyle Lowry.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Uh,
Oh,
I take Dennis.
I'll
I
take
take
Dennis.
Schroeder or Colin Sexton. Like I said, I'll
yeah,
take one of them.
Ooh,
Sexton. I Sexton too,
Colin Sexton, absolutely.
I'll take one of
but
them
I don't
two.
know about
You know
defense.
what? I
Call out.
wouldn't mind Dennis. I wouldn't mind Dennis. I just know that he and Trey, I don't think necessarily got along there first.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
remember when Dennis was like,
Part
"Oh
of
yeah, we gonna play together. We gonna do."
I
I was
don't.
like,
mean,
"Boy, you just don't know you out the door." I said, "You can't see you out the door. You
I
can't
mean,
see that."
yeah, we also look at it too. I mean, they really didn't. I think when they drafted Trey, they traded Schroeder, so they never actually played together, really,
Okay.
ever.
Yeah,
At all.
that's what I was thinking. Did they
But-
actually play together?
Oh,
But the
Okay.
thing too about it is
No,
he
that
they
was
never
what he
played
was
with each
saying
other.
when we first drafted Trey. He was like, "Oh, okay." I
No,
mean,
no, they never played with each other, man.
Yeah, they never
They
played with each
traded
other.
him. He
So
played.
that-
Trey played with Jeremy Lin. That was his vet, not Dennis Schroeder. Dennis
Okay.
Schroeder
right.
was
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dennis was. That's what I'm saying. When Dennis had got traded, but he was
Yeah.
talking about when we had drafted him on
Well,
the draft night.
look at if Dennis.
Well, he knew Luka Doncic or Trey Young was going to be the top point guards. He was
Yeah.
out here.
If
Yeah,
Right.
he knew
Dennis
it.
is mature, I like it. If Dennis is mature, right?
Yeah.
I love it because if you got Dennis and Dre and Bogey
Mhm.
coming off the bench, to quote the dude from The Wire,
Uh-oh.
she.
Okay.
I mean, come
Hey,
on, man.
if you got Dennis coming off the bench, we'll go from having the best 6, 7, and 8 to having the best 6, 7, 8, and 9. Because now we really
Without a doubt. But let me ask you a question, Dixon Way. Do you think they would just take Buffkin or
Well, I
whoever?
think, look, Cody, you're trying to get out Cody, okay?
Right.
So
That's
why I
what you
said
need to
sweeten
do.
the pot with the Charlotte pick. I mean, I'm not giving you the Laker pick. I'm
Okay.
keeping
Wow.
that. So
What
think
about
we gave up 5? We gave
Did-
up 5 second rounders for Sadiq Bey.
right?
So we got to keep whatever valuable draft picks we got. We got to keep them. But yeah, man. I
So
personally,
what about trying to trade that pick that's gonna come from the pick that the other pick that we got that's
no
like
2027.
2026.
I got to keep that. I got to keep 2027, guys. Remember,
No, the pick that's gonna be either from the Pelicans or who was it? The
I thought
Pelicans
it
or
was
the
the Knicks.
Thunder or
I
something
thought
like
we
that.
get the Knicks pick, right, Bryce? Is it the
Uh,
2027 Knicks? Is the other pick
let me
that the
see.
Pelicans
I
have?
don't know off the top of my
No,
head.
I'm not
that's what I'm saying
that
because
familiar
we
with
got
all
the
the
Kings
picks. I got
pick.
to go.
Because we got the Kings pick, we got the Lakers
Oh,
pick, but we
yeah.
also have another pick too, like in 2025, 2026, to where it's like either the Pelicans pick or we get like the Thunder pick or something. It's like the least favorable.
It's 2027 Knicks, if my memory.
So 2027, that is a first round pick from the Pelicans.
Okay, so it is the Pelicans, not the Knicks from the Pelicans. Okay.
But we're gonna get the least favorable pick, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was like, why don't you try to trade that one?
Something also,
Yeah.
but again,
Yeah, that's the old Landry Fields. All these bad previous moves, all these least
nah, I want the Pelicans to pick because in 2027 they're gonna be in shambles. Zion gonna be retired, and that whole team. I mean, all they gonna have
He can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy.
exactly.
I mean, he can't. He ain't been healthy.
Every year they say this gonna be a new Zion. I swear he be hurt by before the All-Star break.
He can't.
Last year was his best season for health. He played 70 games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was an outrage.
That's
And they can get out that contract too, because it ain't all guaranteed. I don't
Yeah,
think.
he's about to get cut. He's about to get cut.
Yeah. So guys, let's look at the Cup semis coming up. You got the Hawks, you got the Bucks. We did get them on December 3rd, I believe. Larry, you alluded to that. So do me a favor, Bryce. Give me your thoughts on this matchup. Do you think we can win? I think the Bucks are at full strength. We're at full strength. I know what I think, but give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah. I mean, we could definitely win the game. I think the formula that you played against the Knicks is the same formula you play against the Bucks. You run, pace. They're old. You got to tire them out. I mean, you pretty much know what the game's going to be. It's going to be Giannis getting to the line 20 times. So we got to sit through at least an extra hour of free throws. And then after that, we just got to, try to contain Lillard as much as we can. Obviously, Lillard's really the one to me because he's the one who can just kind of light you up.
Right.
And then obviously Chris Middleton has been a thorn in the Hawks side at times. So I'll be interested to see how he plays because he's going to be in this game. So we definitely can. I think the Hawks, just have to play their game, be organized, play their game, get good looks, good shots. You'll get them against this team. Hope that Giannis misses half of his free throws. Obviously, I've always said that's a double-edged sword for him getting to the line because he's not a great free throw shooter. So if he misses half, that's points they're leaving on the table, and the Hawks got to make him pay for that. For every 1 point, score 2 or 3, and make him have to keep up. So I think definitely they have a chance. I mentioned it on my social. I was just like, I mean, this is a small chance at redemption for this team. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they had to go through Milwaukee to get to the finals, and they didn't. Milwaukee stopped them. Now they're back in the NBA Cup years later, have a chance to get to the NBA Cup Finals. And then Milwaukee's standing in their way again. Giannis is standing in their way again. So this is an opportunity for them to kind of, make that push through. Obviously, like I said, this is only a one-game series, do or die right here, right? But I think the Hawks have a good chance of winning. I think obviously it's very important that JJ plays because the Hawks have not been great when he's not on the floor, and I think he also just helps with the overall rhythm because he's a secondary playmaker and a connector.
Right.
And so, but I think he'll play. I think he'll be good to go. I just think they're being cautious and obviously just saying he's questionable, but I think he will be good to go. And I think they'll just, they'll need to be obviously winning on the boards will be important. And also, you just got to know, like, okay, what your mismatches are and attack those. So I think that will be the big thing for this team moving forward and trying to continue to get better every day. Because, like I said, this is a big opportunity for them. They're sitting here, the coverage they're getting is like high-level playoff coverage, the post games and everything, but embracing it, enjoying it, and also understanding there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, that's why Quinn said, even through the success, like we still know there's a lot of work to do. We still got to continue to grind and get better. He's not going to – he doesn't want the success to get to their head because there's no reason to get the success to get to your head right now. We haven't done anything. So we just got to continue to play our game, and then, we'll see how things go. I think these games don't count towards the record, or at least I don't know if this one does. I know the cup game does.
All of them count to the record except for the final game.
Okay, so the final game does not count towards the record.
Exactly.
So,
Tomorrow game count.
You still have a game where you're like still trying to, win the regular season game, but also trying to advance. So I think the team's in good shape right now. I think they just got, like I said, come out there and play their game. I think the best thing you've seen, we talked about it earlier, was that the Hawks have been able to overcome early runs. Teams will sometimes start off really hot against them, and they've been able to be composed and get themselves back in the game. And they did that against Milwaukee. Milwaukee in that first game was up like 10, 12 points in that first quarter.
Jumped out on us early.
Yeah. So I think that's big too, knowing this team can bounce back even if they don't always start fast.
That's true. Chris, your thoughts? Bucks, Hawks, semis tomorrow, 4:30. Let's get it in. Let's go. I know I'm excited. I know you're excited. Chris, we talk just about every day, so I know how you feel. But I want you to tell the folks in the chat how you feel about this matchup and which way you think it's going to go. And now I'm going to shut up. Chris, what you got?
Hey, well, to be honest with you, man, the Hawks have some prime time opportunity. They have the opportunity right in front of them to just seize this. Like Bryce was saying earlier, it's got like an eerie feel to almost like back to 2021. Bucks in our way again, but this time it's just one and done. But ultimately, man, the Hawks, we got to keep them off the 3-point line. They do have some shooters. They do have Dame Lillard. Chris Middleton's playing. He can knock down some threes. I know we give up like 38%. So we got to, stay with the shooters as much as possible. I think, Giannis is going to get to the paint. Honestly, he's going to draw the fouls. They're going to call it for him, all that, et cetera, et cetera. And that's another reason why Milwaukee is like 48%, which is 8th in the league, when it comes to field goals, But the thing that about it is the Bucks also give up a lot of points in the paint, and the Hawks have been dominant in points in the paint. Just like Bryce had said just a few minutes ago, you can pull out the same game plan that you had against the Knicks, really against the Bucks. Don't take them lightly because you did catch them on the back-to-back last time. So it's just like they have a little bit more rest, a little bit more prep time. So you still have to come out there, play your game, get into the fast break. The fast break points have been on your side, so you've been getting out in transition. Continue that fast pace, playing your ball, playing your style of basketball. Man, I think that would be a recipe for success, and for the Hawks to move on and go to the NBA Cup Finals with the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, give the city of Atlanta something to cheer for, even if it is just like an in-season type tournament style. It's still a banner. Last time I checked, and I think Red, you can attest to that. You can let me know about this. Didn't those Lakers hoist that banner from the cup last year?
Yeah, they hosted it, and unfortunately, things went downhill after that. So
But at the
maybe,
end of the
maybe
day,
the Hawks
man,
don't need to host. Maybe the Hawks don't need to host the banner until after the season. Just make an announcement. Let everybody know we won. I don't want to host it to after the season.
it's just, make it something for all the fans just to come to at the end of the year.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like I say, we'll decide. I put like this. We'll decide, or let the Hawks fan base decide what they want to do. I mean, either way, we'll be excited. So I don't think it necessarily what happened with the Lakers is going to happen with us.
I don't think so either because they're older and they tend to wear down toward the end of the season. But Red, give me your thoughts on this matchup with Milwaukee. How you feeling about it? Are you excited? Like, give me your thoughts on it.
Man, I'm excited. And you know what I'm saying? Anytime any one of my teams playing for something like this, the cup, championships, I mean, just overall respect, you know what I'm saying? Titles. I mean, this in-season tournament, I kind of was poo-pooing it last year, but now that the Lakers was in it last year, the Hawks in it this year, I mean, to me, it's actually working out fine for the NBA because get the NBA something for the first half because usually during the
Yeah.
first half of the NBA season, it's an afterthought because we so focused on college football and NFL football, you're not even thinking about what's going on in the NBA till Christmas time. But now, man, we all right smack dab in the middle of the season. It ain't even January yet. And to quote what Bryce said about the Bucks being our way, yeah, they in our way again. But who was really in our way last time? It was that referee that was in the way that stepped on Trey foot. So hopefully we keep him out the way. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we won't have any issues. But like we did before.
The ref got to be in the booth. They got to call the game from a booth.
Yeah, something, man. Just keep them out of Trey's way, keep them out of all our players' way. I don't want nobody, turning no ankle against some freak injury because the referee standing too close or something. But like y'all said, I think we're gonna play the Bucks like we played them last time. If they get out early, we're not gonna panic. Like you say, you let Giannis eat. You just make sure you stop everybody else. Can't let everybody else go off. You can let Giannis eat and go to the free throw line, but we can't let Chris Middleton go off. We can't let Dame go off. Can't let Bobby Portis come off the bench and start, talking trash. So we got to keep all the other players in check, D them up, let Dyson Daniels shut Dame down, and just let Trey run the show, man. And if all that happened, I think Trey gonna run the show and lead us to a victory over the Bucks. Just like we got them in their home last week, and we finna get them in Vegas this week. You hear me, Bucks? You better be your worst nightmare.
Love it. I love it. Dixon Way, how you feeling about this matchup, man? How you feeling about it? Talk to me.
There's two keys to the game that I'm really gonna be focused on. I'm not worried about Dame. He going to jail. He going to Rice Street. So I'm not worried about that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not worried about
Don't
that.
nobody
Right.
go try to
Hey,
build him out.
Larry. Rice Street on the weekend too mean he gonna be there for a few days.
He gonna be there all day.
Out till Monday? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. You know it, Steve.
Yeah, he gonna be there for a few days. So I'm not worried about Dame. My main concern right now, we really don't have anyone for Giannis. But again, to belabor on what Bryce said, foul him, send him to the line. He making one out of 2 free throws, we making 2s or 3s, we winning the game. That's how we beat them there.
Yeah.
My concern is Chris Middleton, one,
Mm-hmm.
because Zachary Richey is going to be on him, and that's a wily veteran against a rookie. He's going to have to play his best defensive game of the season.
Of his life.
He's going to have to, because Doc Rivers is going to attack him with Chris Middleton.
Right.
I would gather that if the first 3 plays aren't Giannis, it's going to be Chris Middleton, in my opinion, just to let the Hawks know, like, this is a different game, and we got players
Mm-hmm.
to try to attack the mismatch. The other player is Bobby Portis. In this
Right.
3 run, after they lost to the Hawks, they haven't lost. The Bucks
Dixon, where
in
you
3.
out?
So he's coming into the cup. He's coming into the cup super hot. So Chris Middleton and Bobby Portis are going to decide if we win or lose this game. If we can contain these guys, Giannis do what he do.
Mm-hmm.
Dame is on right street. You know what I'm saying? The only thing he could do is try to draw fouls against Dyson. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He couldn't do anything else. He was clamped down. But Chris Middleton ultimately is going to be the decider. How Zachary Richey plays against him, if Dre is forced to play more minutes, because also the best thing about this is Dre keeps to save his knees. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
it basically gets him rejuvenated. So everything begets another. Of course, on our side, we need everybody clicking on all cylinders. Trey had a big output, like a 40 burger yet. I got a feeling he might drop one on these guys because he remembers, like, he been really wanting to get back at these guys in a playoff situation, just like he did with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? He knew it. That's he made that celebration with his brother, rolling the dice on the logo. He said, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
talked about that a few days ago. I knew I was going to do that." So he's speaking his sense. He won't Giannis. He want to beat this Bucks team, and it's been like that ever since we lost to them. So let's go, man. Let's go Hawks. At least somebody's
Yes,
gonna win.
sir.
Hawks, yeah, let's go Hawks. So, guys, we're gonna
Vegas.
play a word association game. I'm gonna throw out a name, and you just tell me the first words that come to mind. Bryce, we'll start with you. I'm gonna say Larry Nance.
Veteran.
All right,
That's all I can really say. Veteran.
all right,
He leads in the locker room, and I think that's extremely important for this team.
good deal,
Mm-hmm.
good deal. Larry, Dre Hunter. First thoughts, first words come to mind.
Ginobili. That's what he's playing like since he's been on the bench. He's been playing like Manu Ginobili.
Okay,
Basically. Tell me I'm lying.
nah, I
He's
would,
definitely been our 6 man.
I would not tell you that. Red. First words that come to mind when I say resuscitate.
Wow. Better than I could have imagined.
Okay,
I
fair.
You know
like
what I
it.
mean? The fact that we letting him in it, we letting him, develop in the starting lineup. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? He's getting a little bit better every day. I'm not expecting the world, but I'm saying you number one pick, you playing winning basketball and you learning good fundamentals each and every night, each and every game. By the time we get to the playoffs, this kid gonna be really ready to shine. So, oh man, you said a few words, my bad.
It's all
Let's
good,
get
bro.
it.
It's all good. Chris, hey, you just excited. You a lot like me, Red. I don't have an issue with it. Chris, give me your okay. First word comes to mind, Dyson Daniels.
Demon.
Damn,
Defensive demon.
damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm talking about, boy, the Great Barrier Thief for a reason.
Hey, and Tara just made a great point, and I'm gonna take this moment to be petty because I am a Scorpio, and if you don't know, we're the pettiest people on earth. Hey, Alex Sarr, how's it up there in Washington, buddy? How you feeling? What are they, 3 and whatever? 3 and don't have a chance? 3 and won't make the
Now, hold on, Steve. Two of those three was against us.
I ain't holding on nothing. They deserve every bit of it. I do not like the way he did my Hawks. And yes, I'm petty as hell. And I hope they don't win another game. Alex Sarr, how you like them apples? Now,
Wow, we got to get a win against them because I don't like the fact they beat us twice already.
We already got one.
Right.
They haven't won any other.
We got one. We got our lick back.
Okay,
In
cool.
the cup. We played them in the cup.
They haven't won another game. Do you know where they're going to watch the playoffs from? Applebee's. They suck. So I'm happy. He got what he deserved. All right, petty moment over.
Glad they got the Redskins. I mean, the Commanders.
Bryce, Trey Young. Give me your thoughts.
Playmaker. That's what he's been for the team. Is just playmaking. You know, getting the ball out to everybody, helping people stay involved, stay in just in rhythm in the offense. Because that has became his most important skill for this version of the Atlanta Hawks. Not his scoring, it's playmaking.
Okay. Playmaking.
Okay. Larry Onyeka.
Do I have to say something nice? No.
Yeah, we're talking about Big O.
God, almighty no.
Oh, that is Oscar Robertson's name. Do not call him Big O. That's disrespectful.
Okay.
I will say that Toyeka Kongwu has been much better than he was at the beginning of the season. I think he's getting over his rust. I need consistency out of Toyeka Kongwu. He'll have good nights and have nights that Trae Young out-rebound him. He give up way too many offensive rebounds. So I need consistency from Toyeka Kongwu. Lately, I would say around 4 games, he's been pretty consistent. But again, I can't see him having a 3 or 4 rebound game and Trae Young got rebounded. That's disgusting. So yeah,
right.
he's been playing well now. I need him to continue it.
Fair enough. Chris, first word come to mind, bogey.
Oh man, for bogey, I would say sniper. Absolutely sniper. Been shooting better, been playing better on both ends of the floor. Just a complete sniper, and I'm loving to see it. Like his effort is there, his fire is there, So yeah.
All right, Red. Last one. First words come to mind. Clint Capella.
Dog in the paint. Our defensive stoppers, and
Okay.
we want to get rid of them, and now we need them with the way we playing right now. Definitely a valuable piece, especially on defense.
Good deal. Bryce, finish this sentence. The Hawks season is a success if go from there.
I mean, for me, Hawks season is a success if you make the postseason, play hard, everybody makes improvement. Simple as that. Doesn't change for me.
Good deal. Larry, finish this sentence for me. Hawk season is a failure if. Go ahead.
A failure. Hawk season is a failure if we stop trying to develop Zach. The Hawk season is a failure.
Okay.
If we make a rash move and trade, players off trying to get DeAndre 8 or trying to get 80 or no, I'm just saying things that I've heard on Hawks Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Trading away Hunter and somebody else that Bogey and someone else, or Clint Capella and Bogey and something to get someone who's going to marginally help this team or overall is going to kill like chemistry
Yes.
and
Mhm.
having the
The
best
locker room. And the
be
locker room. Yeah.
in the locker room. So,
Yeah.
trading Larry Nance, who's pretty much the light skinned Solomon Hill right now. So,
Mhm.
yeah, no, the
Solomon Light.
failure if we reach for a
Solomon
trade, we reach for a trade. I think it'll be a failure because right now, the best thing that's going on right now, we're growing team chemistry
Yeah.
and we're also developing, just like Bryce was saying, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
and you have to build it that way in this new economy of the NBA. And you just pay
Mhm.
AJ a super cheap deal. He's gonna be a multi all star, So yeah, just don't mess it up.
Gotcha.
Mm.
All right. So, guys, it's time for predictions. We have this matchup coming up, and I'm gonna go on record. I'm gonna say the Hawks beat the Bucks. I'm gonna say the Hawks beat them 112 to 109. Defensive stop, last possession of the game. Bryce, give me your score prediction. Hawks Bucks. Go ahead.
I'll go 118, 110.
I
I think
like it.
we'll make some plays at the end and we get create some separation. Um, I see a bounce back game for Bogey after the last game. This game, I see
Mhm.
the game from Hunter. I see another 20 and 10 from Trey, and I
Mhm.
think Jalen Johnson might be able to get a triple double this game.
All right. Chris, final prediction. Score. Hawks Bucks. What you got?
Well, I got the Hawks taking this one, man. I got them taking it. I would say I'm gonna go 115 to 102. Um, I think in the second half, the Hawks really started to pull away from the Bucks, establish their dominance, get out into the fast break, keep that pace, tire these guys down. I think they're going to give us a little fight in the first half, but second half we're going to go ahead and put it to bed. So yeah, 115 to 102.
All right. Red Rose.
What's up, big
Final
dog?
prediction. What you got?
Uh, my prediction is probably gonna go kind of like the last game. We'll let them come in. We'll feel them out a little bit. Let them. They might get out a little early, and once they start to get confident and cocky, we'll do our thing. We're gonna stop Dame and Chris and Bobby from executing like that. We'll let Giannis tire himself out. He can go to the free throw line and build a doggone library with all those bricks he gonna throw up. We don't care. But hopefully we can get him in foul trouble. Clint can probably get some easy baskets on him. Hey man, it is what it is. And you're gonna sit there take about 10 minutes shooting. So the
Yeah.
game probably gonna be about 3 hours long. But
Yeah,
in
Bruh.
the end, the Hawks, like my man Chris said, we a second half team. We're gonna come back after halftime. We're gonna be eating and eating and eating, and the Bucks gonna be choking and choking and choking. And in the end, we'll beat them 125 to 105. We're gonna have a 20-point victory. We're gonna be feeling good, waiting for OKC and Houston. And man, come Monday, Tuesday, whenever that final game is, ATL baby. I'm gonna have my Hawks jersey on at work. I'm gonna be looking fly,
Mhm.
baby. Let's go, Hawks, baby, fly.
Oh my goodness. Larry Dixon Way, the hardest working man in our business, one of the best announcers in our business. When you announce this game, sir, and the clock hits zero, give us your prediction on what the score is.
And I will be watching tomorrow, Larry.
all right, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you.
Mhm.
I'm saying 123 to 117.
I
Trey
like it.
hit +3 at the end of the game. We go into foul, hit free throws, this, that, and the third. I think it's going to be relatively a high scoring game just because Chris Middleton is
Good.
going to be there. I don't think we're going to hold them under 110. If we hold that team under 110 with Chris Middleton, we are right there with OKC with the best defense in the league. OKC, Houston, those are the two best defensive teams in the league. And we hold that team under 110 with Chris Middleton, we will legitimately be a top 5 defense, even though the stats more reflected right now. Eventually, the season will be a top 5 defense. Everybody locked in. I feel like they're winning the cup. I feel like this is before the season. I said if Trae Young averages between 20 and 22 points and 13 assists, 13 to 15 assists, I say he'll be in MVP conversation. As of today, Trae Young is 10th in the MVP conversation. I think that's
I seen that.
And justifiably
the
so.
worst Trae Young offensively, shooting wise, has played ever in his career. So what he's doing playmaking, what he's doing playing defense and stuff like that, he is not a street cone, and he ain't a street cone like what's the name used to say. Not anymore. So liking what saying, I think people talking about villain Trae, I just say, hey, he's embracing his inner Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas had the similar arc as Trae Young. He wanted to be loved by everybody. They resented him. He just said, F it. I'm riding with my guys. Put a defensive team around him. The similarities is clear. They just ain't calling the bad boys yet. I'll look at it. So yeah, let's go.
That's an interesting point. So last question, and then we can wrap it up, and we'll go around the panel. Obviously, we'll start with Mr. Bryce Lewis first. Bryce, give me the team in the East from a Hawks perspective that you don't necessarily fear, but that you feel would be the toughest matchup for us in a playoff situation. Go ahead, sir.
I think is which way. What every team would say, Boston. At the end of the day, they're the defending champs. They, have the ability to just blow you out, hit 33s in the game. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis. We haven't played him with Porzingis yet this year. We know what Peyton Pritchard can do. It's just that's the team to beat. So, we can say every other team. Milwaukee's not the same. Cleveland's not serious. Knicks, we got their number. All that. But at the end of the day, it's Boston. That is the team. That's the team who can defend 1 through 5. That is the team that basically went through the entire postseason and dominated last year. And they're the team that, like I said, every team is aiming for this year. So,
all right, Chris, team that gives you the heebie-jeebies from a Hawks perspective. What you got?
No team does that. But if there was any team, Bryce already really just said the cream of the crop, who is the Boston Celtics. But if it was another team, I guess that I wanted to go with, I'm gonna go with something outside the box. I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bulls, and I say that because both times we've played the Bulls, it seems like those games get away from us. And honestly, even though I feel like we can take the Bulls, ultimately, it's just that's just a team that's just I'm interested in playing again. What I'm saying, and because they've beaten us, they're one of the teams that's beaten us, at full strength. And I know the Warriors are another, what I'm saying, and so it's just, like I said, I just want to go into a different direction. So I'm gonna say the Chicago Bulls, just as a team to get over the hump against.
All right, Red, team that gives you the heebie-jeebies from a Hawks perspective. What you got in the East?
My answer is really similar to Chris's. I'm not really fearing nobody in the East, but if it's a team that's concerning me, I'm gonna go a little off the record too, because I could say I was gonna say Boston like Bryce, because like you say, everybody gotta get past Boston. But another team that was a good choice, Chris, Chicago. And I'm gonna go with you with another team, and I'm gonna say the Miami Heat. And I'm gonna tell you why the Miami Heat, because their coach, their coach is a good veteran coach who have been there and seen it all before. And it's just something about the Heat, man. When they play us or when postseason time comes, Eric Spoelstra always had these boys ready, no matter who on the team, no matter what type of players he got. I mean, even if it's players he found at the YMCA, they'll come in and all of a sudden look like all-stars for him. We'd be like, who is that guy? Where'd they get him from? Man. So, I mean, and I ain't fearing nobody, but you know what I'm saying? The Miami Heat probably give me just a little pause for concern, but I still think the Hawks will get them at full strength. And honestly, I think we might be able to get everybody at full strength. If we on our game, I mean, I'm just loving what I'm seeing so far. So I might be a prisoner of the moment. I might be a little fanatic right now, but like I say, I just think in a 7-game series, us at full strength, we can hang with anybody in the East.
I love it.
There we go.
I love it. I love it. Larry, who gives you the Freddy Krugers from an East perspective against the Hawks?
I think the team that has similar wing defenders in the East, really, I'm not talking about the Celtics. Celtics are 1-1. Really true. The Orlando Magic, the team that won that division, is the biggest obstacle for the Atlanta Hawks. First, we haven't played them yet, so that's the only top 5, 6 we haven't played this season yet, and they're supposed to get Paulo Banchero back after Christmas. Now, Franz Wagner a little bit longer, but they're supposed to get Paulo Banchero back. So, and this team, even without their number one player for the majority of the season, has played well. Now, Franz Wagner going down, who's playing at an all-star level also, it's going to shake some things up for us. But I'm really seeing like Suggs is playing great defense. That team well balanced. They don't shoot well, but they play like us. So for me, I think the Orlando Magic, the path for the Hawks being a top 5 team goes through Orlando. Because if we want to be a top 5, I would love to be 5 versus 4 again versus the Knicks. You know, we can shut these Knicks fans up once and for all and show them who the mayor of their city is. Because they said, you only won 7 games now to 14. It's like, okay, yeah, but when y'all ain't counting the playoff run, and when the games matter, Trae Young has eliminated you guys. He's 5-1 against y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? You can count them regular season games. That's cute. But when just like you did, when the money on the floor and Trae got them dice in his hand, get him again.
Shake them up. Shake them up. Shake them.
It's Orlando. Man. It's Orlando. I'm not worried about the Heat no more. They're going to trade Jimmy Butler anyway. And once they trade Boogeyman, I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, that's right. They are trading Jimmy. You're right. I forgot they trading Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, they're going to trade Jimmy, so I ain't worried about them. I mean, normally I would go right along with you, Red, and say Miami, but I think Orlando is, you know what I'm saying, that stopper in the door that we got to pass to really ascend to a top 5, top 4 team in the East.
All right, guys. Sounds good, guys. I appreciate everyone joining. What a podcast, guys. Really appreciate all of your input. This was fun. We're gonna start, and you guys tell everybody where they can find you. Red, we're gonna start with you, sir. Where can these fine folks in this chat find you?
Well, in a few hours, I'll be getting up, starting Red and Rev. Y'all know how we do it. We'll be at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll be Red and Real Sports Show 11 a.m. You can look at it on my Facebook page, or you can find us on YouTube. National sports topics. Definitely gonna get some Hawks talking, because Red a basketball aficionado, so he's been impressed with the Hawks. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about the Hawks.
Yeah,
And,
I'm gonna try to get up in there tomorrow because I want to hear what he got to say about Trey this year. Oh, Trey.
Oh yeah,
I'm coming for
yeah,
him.
because he's been admitting he was wrong on some things, Larry. So you probably gonna love his take. So 11 a.m. tomorrow, Red and Real Sports Show. If you missed the show, you can always watch it on my page afterwards on YouTube. You know how we do. I appreciate everybody's support. Appreciate chopping up with you fellas. Y'all my Atlanta sports guys. I love chopping it up, talking Atlanta sports. Thank you for having me, Steve, Chris, Bryce, Larry. Love, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Dixon Way. I mean, we don't have to say it. Everybody in here everybody in here knows who everybody is, but Dixon Way, tell these folks they can find you. And I'm assuming you're doing the game tomorrow. Is that right, sir?
Yes, that is a correct assumption. It's gonna start at 4:30 because the game is at 8:30. The next game because of Giannis freaking free throws.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't lying, man. I told you it's gonna be like the Titanic. It's gonna be 3.5 hours.
One that gets 10 seconds. What is up with that anyway? Like what the
bro? It's crazy. It's crazy. I have legit like warmed up a plate while he's at the free throw line. It's crazy.
Give Giannis 10 seconds.
Warm a plate and cook some Roman noodles while you doing that.
They give Giannis 10 seconds before you get the ball so he can do this, look at it, breathe about 10 times, and then they give him the ball. And then he still take 15 seconds to shoot
I don't
the ball.
get it.
Tony, that's abolish the rule. That's abolish the rule. That's all they had to do. Just abolish the rule so it don't even so it won't get on my nerves anymore. But anyway, yeah.
Oh man.
And my beautiful wife do live commentary, all our favorite sports teams. Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons, the Bulldogs, even my wife lizards. And appreciate having me on the stream. She love her to death, but she knows she will put some. Appreciate that. We'll be having a stream. We'll come on around 4:20, something like that. Get in a little bit early, but we know basketball games always start 10 minutes late anyway. So thank you for having me on there. Make sure everybody you hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to everybody on this panel and help us out, reach our goals and stuff like that, man. So yeah, man. As we close in on 10,000, almost there.
That's awesome. That is, hey man, hey, he deserves a hand for that. Hey, that's awesome,
man. I told him about a week ago. I was like, man, congratulations, it's almost there.
Congratulations, man. I think
Larry, you know you're gonna get the goal, man. Because with the way the Hawks playing, you're just gonna get more and more view here. I'm gonna tell them to come watch it. Just so I'm tell them to come watch the Hawks commentary. So don't worry. I'm gonna have my UPS folks in your page soon.
Cool.
I think what you're doing is very unique, Larry, and I also think it's very needed. And I have so much respect for you, not only as an announcer, as a podcaster, but just in the way you go about the business, man. So I'm glad to see you successful and just keep on doing it. And again, Red and Larry, thank you for joining the show. Chris, tell these folks where they can find you, brother.
Hey, man, A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Please come over, like, comment, and subscribe. Help your boy continue to get out there in the YouTube universe. Hey, man, just crossed over 4,100, looking to try to get to 42. So, man, we're grinding over here at A1 Forever Sports. Also, find me on Twitter. I still won't call it that X stuff or whatever. But find me on Twitter, man, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, on TikTok as well, the real A1 Forever. Thank you for having me on here. Thank you guys for this Hawks conversation that went almost 2 hours, man. It's some real good stuff.
Yes, sir. Outstanding. Mr. Bryce Lewis. And thank you, Chris, as always. I talk to Chris every day. Chris does my video. And if Chris is not doing your video, hey, man, as far as I'm concerned, your video's not getting done. Bryce, Hey, man, first and foremost, thank you for joining, brother. I appreciate it. Tell these nice folks where they can find you.
Yes, sir. You can follow me across all social media platforms, Bryce_2K. You can keep up with my podcast, Believe in Hawks, BLEAV, Believe in Hawks podcast, available on any podcast platform that is available out there. Obviously on my YouTube as well. So we have video and audio versions of the pod. Obviously, I work tomorrow, so I don't get out till late. But depending on what happens, we'll see about trying to do something late tomorrow. Depending on how I feel. But uh, like I said, appreciate you, man. Letting me come on talking Hawks with you guys. Always a great time talking Hawks, man. And obviously, we're all trying to grow, come together as a community, and like I said, when the Hawks are winning, it's the time, man, to get content out, man, because that's when people are looking for Hawks content. And so, we take advantage of that, grow our brands, and continue to grow as people every day, and everything will work out, man. So,
Love it. Well, fellas, I just thank you guys for joining my show. Guys, you can find me at One Time for the Fan. I'm typically there Sundays at 9 p.m., Wednesdays at 9 p.m., and Friday mornings at 9 a.m. You can also find me on this channel at the number 4, My ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. Say again, for My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. Hey, we talk Hawks here. We talk Falcons. We talk Braves. Sometimes we talk Bulldogs. We do it all. We're a one-stop show. And guys, again, thank you to everyone in the chat who joined us. Thank you. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to spend this moment with us. We appreciate it. We don't discount it. And we thank you. And we look forward to doing it again. I want to thank God because I would not be here with him. I thank him every day. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for everything in my life. And thank you for always coming through. Last but not least, I got to thank Mr. Jack Spade and my brother, Mr. Eric Parker, for getting me in this business. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all. And hey, guys, go Hawks. If you guys want to, we can do this again tomorrow night, hopefully after a Hawks victory. Either way, you guys let me know. Y'all all got my contact info, so we're all linked. Red, I got to get yours.
If I see y'all out, I'm going to jump in.
Hey, well, Red, look, let's exchange whatever. Let's hang on like after we get off the show and exchange digits, and then that way we can contact each other. Because if
No
we
problem.
look, I'm seriously thinking about doing it. But anyway, guys, go Hawks, go Falcons, go Braves, go Dogs. See you guys tomorrow. Everybody in the chat, have a great night. Thank you again for joining us. And I can never get on this screen when I need to do it. We are out.